Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market and a good weekend. Sorry I think I missed Thursday and Friday or just Friday, I can't remember. But it is, what is it, September 22nd. We're going to view 0-day options today. I took on SPY and the small account challenge we got going on. So I'm not going to review Friday or Thursday. Cool thing though is I actually did trade. I was out of town and I did trade in the airport just on my phone. And yeah, it actually worked pretty well. I've been kind of just reluctant to try and trade mobily without being set up. You know, I've done it before, but now that I'm doing all this with kind of Eric's strategy, I tried it and it worked well on my phone. I had a nice green trade in the airport that made me red to green on Friday. And what I ended up doing then when I was away was I actually didn't chart at all. I just followed Emperor's chart, and maybe that's it because I seem to have better success. It seemed like I don't know. We'll see. It's way too soon to tell, but I did a couple trades away, and yeah, maybe it's too much like mental capacity for me to be trying to chart. I don't know. But yeah, today I kind of did the same thing. I kind of followed Emperor's chart. And I've done it before, and it's like I don't have confidence, but maybe now that I've done it some with my own lines, now I have confidence and I can move to someone else's lines. We'll see. I mean, eventually I need to be charting on my own completely, but yeah, if I can make some money and grow some experience and kind of do it in steps instead of trying to do all of it at once, that would be amazing. Anyways, yeah, today. So let's see. I think we gapped up a little bit. Yeah. I can't remember. Was it a gap? It wasn't a gap. So yeah, I was following Eric's, which I'll show you guys, or not Eric's, I was following Emperor's, which is on, he's on Eric's Discord. But yeah, I made this, I did chart this purple and this white, and then, yeah, the range was tight this morning, very small range. So I didn't take the break here for the inverse head and shoulders. I thought about it, I'm like, this is such a tight range, I'm just gonna wait on it. I thought we could have a catalyst of news at 10. So anyways, made a cup, didn't really make a handle, just kind of grinded out of here and broke out of this tapering white one I had. And then so I was kind of looking for a couple things. I had red here. This was later, I put this in. So I was looking for either a shoulder grab here with a head, which I'd be taking down here, or a shoulder here and a retracement with a VWAP for an inverse head, as well as a bounce on this red, or just simply something small like this with purple building liquidity, same way it did here for the bulls. It did that. It was just a very small retrace, bounce back on red, and then this white, I don't think I had this in at this point, or I did. It was a little bit different. This is closer to Emperor's, or no, this one was like mine. I ended up changing it later with a little different, a little less angle, match his, and it just looked like that aligned better. So I'm not even sure. Let me see where these trades are at. So small account today is, yeah, you got to be careful on Mondays. Sometimes Mondays are pretty grindy and kind of setting up liquidity for the rest of the week. And Mondays and Fridays are especially trappy. Sometimes Mondays can be. So first trade on the small account. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick. First trade on the small account was at 10:15. It was puts. So this was a bit of an impatient trade, I guess. It was right here, right there. So it just broke in his orange, which I hadn't charted. I ended up closing above it, and then ended up bouncing above this green, which was kind of the precision selling. And then on his magenta here, broke that and then retested magenta nicely, making a nice little inverse head and shoulder, grabbing the shoulder on the break of the white, then retesting it there. So considered a trade here, but I'd already actually stopped out of this one, and it's just a little bit, yeah, not too happy. So I got two puts here. Closed out of them on this candle, even though that candle ended up wicking above there. I'm like, oh shoot, I hope this doesn't reverse now. So that was fine. That was kind of my stop. I'm gonna keep my stops tight on that. It came up, and then I think on this account, or was it the small account? Yeah, on the big account, I actually got puts up here. I think I'm trying to catch the head. Then it went above there, and so I closed them. And then I guess you could say this is a little cup that formed up here and a little handle. All in that retest though. So you can see where Emperor grabbed it. Let me see the big account actually really quick. See if, dude, I don't know what is up with Active Trader Pro. It just is, it runs so slow. It doesn't make any sense. It's not, my CPU is at like 30% usage, my memory's at like 50%, and I have to, sometimes it's like seconds before it will spawn. Oftentimes actually. So I don't know what's dragging on it, but it's like, I can't really trade it on it. It's insane. Anyways, I didn't actually miss this entry. The pullback was just so tight. The range was tight. At that point, I did have white drawn in here, so I didn't want it for that tiny little move. Because this would have been, since I'm trading one contract, especially on the small account, this literally would have been my take profit. Like, yeah, maybe I could have held it, but to be honest, like this would have been the take profit. Second one would have been up here, and then third maybe could have been a runner. But I only had one I was going to take, so I didn't take it. It was just tight range, so missed this. And then, let's see. At this point at 1207, so started building liquidity here with the white. And you kind of see I have this purple. I don't know if he had this one or not. So we had a green selling, precision selling I set up right here and right here. And then this purple, which was, looked like bulls building liquidity here, as well as here. And then of course here at the beginning. So could have gotten entry there. That would have been a nice one for calls. The structure wasn't that clean for an inverse head. So if it had done a nice big dip down to retest that liquidity and bounce on VWAP, that would have been much more preferred. So it was pretty shallow head, and then yeah, and then but it did break purple because you could have gotten an entry on here with this red being your stop. I didn't get that. Where was my next trade? 1207. I did get calls though. So I waited for it, and I got it on a break of this white. So broke the white, which was shown back here. And like I said, the angle's a little bit different, I think. Maybe not. Thought I changed it. Maybe I did. So yeah, broke the white just like I did here. Didn't get a retest, so I ended up just grabbing it, unfortunately, on this candle, but you see how it works. Sometimes you don't get the retest. So I got on the next candle. That's a little bit of a retest. So I did get on this candle somewhere. It wasn't crazy bad slippage. And this was only one contract on the small account. So I wanted to just hold it till Valhalla and, you know, never land, wherever we're going. But I thought I should probably take profits on it. And I kind of got a bad exit, but I did get it. At least I did hold it till high of day. Let's see. It was on this candle. Yeah, it's big reversal candle. This was a $10 reversal, so it was $10 less where I closed it here, which was quite a bit on this contract because this was only it was a $54 contract. So that trade put me from red to green just a little bit, just a little bit green. And then this thing did keep going. If I had, of course, more than one, I would have held another one. And I was, let's see, I think I was looking at a burst chart at this point. Yeah, so on his, my take profit was, where did I get this thing? Where am I looking? What? It's so weird because he doesn't have that line. Oh, that's later. Yeah, okay. Up here, I forgot. So yeah, he didn't have that line I had there. So I got it in here, like right here. So take profit could have been high of day, and I was also thinking the top of his red here, which is this support, which could have flipped into resistance. As well as, I think this orange was maybe lower at that point. So that's the reason for my take profit there. Wasn't a bad trade. Having more, of course, would have been nice, but that's not really the point here. And then after that, I had, let me just show you, let me see if I can pull it up here without too much fuss. I can't. I'll just say what they were. So it did this. I didn't have FOMO. I kind of stepped away, but yeah, it made a nice continuation after that. And on the 30-minute, we were, yeah, on the 30-minute, we were kind of at a resistance, I think, at that point. Or no, actually, we'd just broken out of it with this. So if this 30-minute candle closed up there, which it did, then it's bullish continuation. It looks like it could be, at least. This was actually the close of the cup on the 30-minute, like somewhere right up here. But it didn't really end up making a handle. Anyways, I had a couple nice trades in here on the big account. Let me see if I can remember them without having to open that back up. Okay. Where was it? Yeah, I think actually I caught. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got puts. I think I got puts on here for a retracement. I really can't remember. I had a couple like small winners in there, kind of catching it both ways. Basically just at resistance for retracement. And I think I caught this one. Maybe had a stop here trying to go long. I don't know if I caught that one. But then I did chart this orange right here. And for whatever reason, I wasn't thinking, oh, I should take it long because there's a pretty big range in here. I could just catch a, a mutual interest or retracement trade up here. Seeing that this looks like it's bulls building liquidity if it's this angle right here. I didn't because I was like, oh, I need to get puts because we had a shoulder, grab the head. We'd broken our red, the last red line of defense. I thought it might be coming up to retest. So I was thinking, okay, if it comes all the way back up here, I'll get puts, and this will be my stop, the white. I was looking for a retrace. Or, of course, breaking that and continuing on. So it did end up continuing on. But anyways, the calls here could have worked. I think I did get puts. Yeah, actually, I got puts. Okay, yeah, that's where actually the small account comes back in. Because I got puts there, I think. Let's see. 216, I got puts. These were out of the money. These were striked for VWAP, so very cheap. I was able to get 3 of them. 216. Yeah, I got them here. I got them a little bit early on this candle, but I had been waiting for them. The price on them was like 10 or 11 cents, and it came all the way down here, went up to like 14 cents, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna just look for that 10 or 11 cents, and it came up, and it hit like, I don't know, 10 cents. Billed me, came up here. It only went down, I think, 1 cent or 2 cents, which at that point that's like 20% or whatever. But yeah, I mean, as far as on the range, it wasn't moving a whole lot because the contract was so cheap as far as like decay. So came around here, I end up stopping. Yeah, I got it here, stopped out. I think, let's see, yeah, 37. Where did I stop out? Yeah, I waited a long. Oh yeah, so I actually waited for it to break the orange on that. I didn't wait for the white break, so I didn't stop till up here, and so that was the loss. 10 cents to 6 cents. So that did end up actually putting me back a little bit tiny red on the account today. So no problem. I was a little impatient on that stop out earlier. Needed to wait for that. And then of course that made me miss this retrace. But then, because I'm like, it's a little anxious to just like scale up. And yeah, so anyways, then on the big account, I'm like, I need to just get confident and just kind of go for it a little bit more, if you know what I mean. Not recklessly, but if it's something I have confidence in, I need to start sizing up for it. And that'll help me to actually not overtrade. It'll help me also to not size too big on bad stuff. I mean, it should, as long as I'm recognizing the right stuff. And looking at Emperor's chart, it did help, I think, today. So not focusing so much on my chart and getting the lines right, and kind of just looking at his and then just working on managing my positions and entries and exits. So anyways, up here on mine, it's like drawing a line right through the middle, but this is basically the support. So it broke the orange, and then I kept finding support here. So on the big account, I got calls, I think, on this one, and then this just built liquidity for so long. It was nasty. But it was fine, and I actually like trades like this because it gives me a lot of time to just kind of keep adding to the position. I like trades like this better than just like quick heads where you're supposed to catch it right at the right spot. So this, yeah, so on his you can see it was a nice clear support. On mine it was not as obvious. So yeah, I was adding. I was still like a little nervous. I'm like, it looks like it's gonna be bullish because it flipped that into a support, but I'm like, I suppose it could like wick down and make an inverse head. I don't want to be trying to hold through that. And then, so anyways, I added some, and then I took off a little bit off the top on a couple of these, like tiny profit or break even. I think I took out 2. Then I did end up adding again, and I felt good about adding. I'm like, this is good. This is building my confidence to just add on a position. I think it's going to work. So I ended up with like six SPX, which been, I guess for the strike I had, it was not like that much bigger of a position, but normally I'm not trading 6. Anyways, if I can't adjust my position size, it really doesn't actually help, I don't think, in my training as far as progression, because I mean, that's definitely something, you can't like not implement position sizing, because that's a huge part of being successful, is when to scale up, when to scale down. Anyways, so I end up with quite a bit, and it broke this red. I'm like, oh, because I was thinking that might be my stop, and I was kind of planning on it. I didn't want to be forced to make a decision if it was or wasn't, because of course it's still above this gold. And so I held through here. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then this one, I was like, I'll just leave it. And then it finally started grinding up, and I was pumped. So this one actually killed it on the big account for me. I didn't end up selling, so I didn't sell through any of this because I'm waiting for this, right? I'm waiting for the resistance, which is this blue, which on my chart was this white. So I ended up just grinding up in that, and I had 5 of them, I think, in the end, and I didn't sell any through here, so pretty happy about that. It does this candle. It's an alarm, my audible alarm, but it didn't quite hit the top of mine, but it did hit the top of Emperor's here. So on this candle, I was actually meaning to only sell 1, but I sold all 5, and it's just a good lesson for me. I need to sell more. When it hits my profit target, I just need to. I probably would have kept selling them through here, like just limit ordered a few more off. Maybe got down to like 2 in the end, but probably most likely I would have gotten a less, a worse fill the last 2 if I'd tried to hold them. Not to say it's not good to hold runners. But I think in this scenario, optimal would have been to sell 3, so sell majority over half, because these were at least 40 or 50%. From here to here. Oh, and then I didn't even tell you guys or show you guys the percentage on the other one. I guess you saw it. I showed the small account. The small account, just that little move, 54 cents to 69 on the what was it? So he got in there. I got in right here. So just right here on this candle, 1207, 1212. Yeah, to that one. I don't know, it's like 30% or something. So you don't have to get a big move on 0 days. Just get a move you're confident with and be disciplined on your entries and exits. So yeah, I end up selling all 5. Ideally, I would have sold 3 there, and then maybe sold 1 more somewhere in here with a nice good slippage into it, and then had 1 that potentially would have sold here on the close below that, but maybe it would end up happening here. So in this scenario, I got the best exit, but it was kind of an accident. However, it's not an exit that I want, because I want to hold some runners in case this breaks out and doesn't give a nice structure to pull it back up. So all in all, I'm actually stoked on the day, even though the small count's down a little bit. I think my confidence has grown. I think leaving town somehow just helps. Just me trading on the phone and using other, like Eric's chart, Emperor's, and even though my lines usually end up aligning up with theirs, sometimes they're off a little bit. Sometimes mine are on and theirs are off, so that's kind of part of the problem some days, where it'll be like, oh, if I had charted that, I would have seen that. So I don't know, but I think I will kind of continue to try and just use their charts. And yeah, I guess I did a little bit of charting in here. So I put this gold one in here. I hadn't seen him put this one in yet. I ended up putting it in. That one, yeah. And then this purple one, I don't know if the other one or not, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna stick to. I want to be careful, but I do kind of want to just do one and done on the small account. I need to get up in size so I can like loosely trade it, or just trade it better. So tomorrow I might just kind of size up and pretty much just do one and done on it. Do the full port on however many contracts I can get with the first good setup I see, or maybe set it up so I can have 2 trades. But yeah, I gotta quit kind of screwing around here. Yeah, if I see a good setup, if it's not a good setup, I need to make sure and just not even trade it. That's what I got. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Sew up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Happy Money Monday to you. Peace out.